minutes of good play can always change a game. It's
yeah. The game can turn in its head on an instant, can't it?
Definitely.
Any word of improvement for... We're good to go? Cool. Well, yeah, any word of improvement for Uniob in the second half, perhaps?
Yeah, I think there's, like we just said, futsal's a quick game. It can change on its head really, really quickly. I think Uniob have moved the ball well to get into the final third. It's just that last pass or last action that they need to really nail down to get a goal. Like the first one, they moved the ball really, really well to then have a shot and it went in. I think that's something Hallam have done really well in this first half is move the ball, fill those back post positions where if they have a shot and it goes just wide, there's someone to fill that gap and put it in the net, which unfortunately is what's gone wrong for Uniob so far.
It's Uniob that seem to have opted for the more direct strategy. Is there an argument to say that they should opt for a Hallam strategy, perhaps, of building the ball up on the ground? It is futsal after all.
Yeah, I think there's... I think it depends on the game. You've got to look at what the game sort of throws to you. I think it's been the right decision at points for Uniob. They've gone direct because there's been a big gap down the middle. I think that's one weakness that Hallam have had this morning. They've left a big gap in the middle, and that's where the Uniob keepers tried to expose it. But like you say, if they're able to change it up a bit, because inevitably I'm sure the Hallam coaches will be telling them about that gap in the middle. So that gap will tighten, so they'll have to potentially play out from the back, which is a strength of Uniob's. I think the players that they've got are technically really, really good on the ball. I think Hallam's are as well, obviously, with the goals that they've scored and we've seen this morning as well. So yeah, I think it's just really depends on the game and the situations that they find themselves in. What did you think of the first half so far?
Well, of course, I missed the start, but from what I saw coming in at 2-0, it seemed to be a fairly evenly matched game, a game of fine margin, perhaps. Specific moments where Hallam had the more clinical finishing and they have moved the ball nicely. They've played it more on the ground, I think. They've been also getting stuck into a lot of challenges, and that can be said for both sides. I don't think that the pitch surface is necessarily ideal for a slide tackle, but that hasn't stopped either side from getting stuck in today. We can see both sides coming back out onto the pitch here. It's going to be Uniob to kick off the second half, number 9, who obviously scored the only goal for them in the first half. And this is a big 20 minutes we've got ahead of us now. No,
it should be a really, really, really good second half. I think quite a few fans in today. It's the first official varsity for the women's futsal today. Uniob's futsal women's team have only just sort of become a team this year and entered the Bucks League. Actually in the same league as Hallam's women's team. That's a fast start there from Uniob going forwards. Talking about that pass, but it's just gone wide there.
Great spin on the halfway line by number 10. Managed to fashion a chance for number 9.
Absolutely.
The shot is just wide.
Must have been listening to us at half-time.
Yes,
going direct straight away and playing the ball.
They've already received our half-time notes, which is good to see. But as you say, yeah, great support for both universities on show here. And already an effort that the Uniob girls can be proud of after their first season of Bucks. They look like a team that's already gelled, that is already moving as a unit. I've seen good communication on the touchline too, and let's hope that that can make the difference for them.
Absolutely.
In the next stage now.
So Hallam kick-ins instead of throw-ins in futsal. You've only got 4 seconds to kick the ball in, and here's a shot here from Hallam. It's a good save from Uniob's keeper. Uniob win the ball back in the backman or defender's position, as it would be called in futsal. Nice ball forwards, just trying to play it through to the winger, and that's encouraging signs, isn't it? That ball forwards and trying to break on the counter when Hallam are maybe a little bit less structured and rigid as they were in the first half.
But just another example of the way they can slice through teams with their incisive passing. They made real progress through the centre of the pitch there. Absolutely. Good shot on target, struck low, but out of play. Again for a Hallam ball.
Nice pressure there from Uniob. Again, like you've just said, a kick in for Hallam.
Yeah, the game's rules are obviously slightly different to the normal football that we know played on grass and 11 aside. Is there any ways that you could tell us that teams try to get an advantage in that sense with more ball on the floor style?
Yeah, so a futsal ball is heavier, so when you drop it on the floor, it doesn't bounce quite as high. So if I was to drop it from my head height, it wouldn't bounce above my knee, really. It's just going to break there. It looks like a Uniob attack quite close to the goal to get a shot off. Sorry for interrupting myself. Yeah, if you try and play the ball quickly, there's lots of 1-2s. There's also, if Uniob were to employ a fly goalkeeper rule, where you take your goalkeeper out the goal and put another outfield player in. Oh, that was very close there from Uniob.
Yeah, it seemed as if the ball was going to be nestling in the far corner there, but the Hallam keeper just got a toe on it, and that's going to be a kick-in for Uniob. Good, more positive momentum for University of Sheffield here.
Didn't quite work that time. I know they've been working on corners and set pieces in training. They've got a few in the locker, so that one maybe didn't quite work. But Uniob The captain's gone down there, but it's a kick in for Hallam. It's a bit of a physical game as well, Futsal. You might not quite get as many fouls as you do in football just because of the combative nature, really.
Yeah, and I think that's really been demonstrated by no one else more than Manley at the uni of number 10. She's been starting deep, but driving the ball up the pitch when she's got on it. And in the first half particularly, she went to ground in order to make a tackle multiple times. But the tackle was clean, and I think that's something that can be respected in the futsal game.
Hallam open shot now. Great save by the uni of keeper. Really strong right hand there to push it out from a nicely worked kick in there, out for a Hallam corner now. Let's see what they've got. Looks like they might have a set routine, potentially a shot. Another good block from Uniov.
Claims of handball there, but Uniov will break regardless.
For a counter, they're through here, but it's good physical strength there from the Hallam player to let it roll out for their keeper's ball. Again, the keeper doesn't kick the ball in. The ball always starts with their hands, so they throw it or roll it out to the player that's sort of the best option. That seems on the starting now.
Yeah, progressing from deep again.
Trying to play forwards, but Uniov
with the interception.
Hallam on the ball again, driving forwards, just building slowly, not necessarily rushing it. Don't want to lose possession here. Nice bit of footwork, but Uniov tackle it, but Hallam win the ball again. Uniov take the last touch there. It's up for another Hallam kick in.
And I think there's something to be said for the patient way in which Uniov have defended at times. They haven't been baited into pressing too high, too quickly, and they've made the interception at the apt moment. But they find themselves in the corner here. Number 6 with a great bit of footwork. She's making strides up the right-hand side of the field. She's shielded off the Hallam player. She shoots. And it's tips around the corner. That was a great bit of play, Jake.
No, excellent direct play there from Uniov's number 6 there. I think it was, that's what maybe they've been lacking, just that little bit of intent to go forwards and drive. And I think we've seen that really into the second half. Out for Uniov kick in. That corner's worked.
And it's a goal!
What a goal. That was what we were talking about, those corners being worked on in training. That one's come to fruition. The management team would be very happy with that one.
It was number 6, Luca, who just ghosted into the box, unnoticed by Hallam. You could say it was a case of poor marking, but the finish was never to be doubted. Yeah. First time with the left foot, and it's game on 4-2, Jake.
No, there's plenty of time left for Uniov to get a couple of goals. Let's see how that affects Hallam's play in the next couple of minutes. It'll be interesting to see how they sort of set up, whether they let that.
Well, Hallam were ruthless in the first time shortly after Uniov got their first goal. They struck back with 2 again.
Absolutely.
Whether that will repeat itself here, or if Uniov can turn the tide of this game and really put some momentum on and pile the pressure on Hallam as well, that would make for a fantastic contest in the last 15 minutes here.
Nice high bit of pressure there from Uniov. We've sort of seen them move from maybe a half-court sort of press, where they sort of sit in the halfway line and then maybe walk on to maybe a bit of a higher pressure, which Hallam have done pretty much all game, as you can see now. They sort of.
And you can see why Uniov have adopted that approach. As the time on the clock begins to whittle down, it's going to be on Uniov as long as they are behind to force the issue here.
Absolutely.
And they will have to press higher up subsequently. That's a good interception from Hallam, middle of the park.
Nice spin there from Hallam, but again, a good tackle from Uniov. They've having to dig a little bit deeper. Another kick in from Hallam. Let's see if it works. Nice 1-2 there. Back to the same place, play the 1-2, but another great save from Uniov's keeper. Can Uniov get rid of it? They can. Now it's a counter, a 2v2. Can she pick the right ball, or will she go by herself? She's gone for herself.
Oh, I wonder if she could have driven the ball slightly more centrally there, but it was a decent strike. Absolutely. Nevertheless. And the ball's right back in play. This is end-to-end stuff, Jake.
Yeah, no, they've got the ball straight back in, looking to play direct again into the pivot, which is a nice touch from the pivot. Gone through the Batman, and Hallam have got a chance to shoot. It's another great save by the Uniov keeper. She's going to be called into action again, and she's kept the ball again.
Well, it was a bit of footwork that almost deserved a goal there. The ball roll past the defender was exquisite. Just couldn't match it with the finish there.
Oh, absolutely. Uniov again tried that long throw. There's been a bit of space in the middle, but Hallam have won it back. Nice deflection again there from Uniov. Hallam have won another kick in, played it quickly. Nice ball straight across the court, but it's again another good block.
This has just been a gargantuan performance from number 10 and number 6, Manley and Lucas. Lucas also plays for the women's football 2s. You can see why she plays for multiple teams. They've kept Uniov in the game, in my opinion.
Nice shift there across the court from Hallam, looking to play the ball maybe to the back post. That option might be on if the shot's on. Nicely worked, but again, Uniov, number 10, has worked the ball. Manley's worked the ball nicely forwards. Hallam regained possession, playing the ball through, but it's only gone out to a Hallam kick in there. I think the last touch came off a Uniov player.
Yeah, just a miscontrol there from number 15. A good finish from her in the first half. Let's see if she can keep it up.
That kick in led to Uniov interception. It's gone out again for another Hallam kick in. It seems to be all I'm saying at the moment. Hallam seem to be in Uniov's half, but when the counter's on, Uniov are really pushing to try and get that goal to close the gap. A nice block there. Ooh, nice block. Great save again from the Uniov keeper. A flat
Well, that
shot
was
there.
two fiercely struck shots by the Hallam side there. The first one cannoned into the left ear of Luca, number 6. She's a bit dazed by it, and the follow-up strikes parried by the keeper as well was equally as powerful. She's smiling and seems to be shaking it off, though. That heavy futsal ball's never nice to take to the face, is it, Jake?
No, absolutely. I've had a fair few in my time, and yeah, I haven't walked off quite as quickly as that. So no, fair play for
Clearly no love lost in this varsity fixture between the two Sheffield universities.
Hallam regained the ball, it's a 3v2, but Uniov intercept the ball nicely, and again it's out for a Hallam kick in deep into their half. Be interesting to see again whether they go direct or whether they try and keep the ball. Hallam have sort of, to start with, originally gone to a diamond sort of shape, but now it looks like they're playing a 2-2, and Uniov are having to adapt to that, using the keeper to bring the ball out, and again playing that ball down the middle, but it's just gone out. A nice idea from the Hallam keeper, trying to go direct and keep the ball in play, playing it really quickly, but it's gone to the opposite end, and Uniov's keeper's just played it out, and it's
Jake, a quick question here on game management here for Hallam. They are, of course, 2 goals to the good, and the clock is at 11 minutes left. They must have a little dilemma as to whether to go for 1 or 2 more goals or set up shop for defence now.
Yeah, I think that if they could get 1 more, that would just give them that cushion to see out the game, and they could maybe sit into a deeper block, which potentially looked on there, but Uniov have won the ball back. And it's
a lovely threaded pass.
Oh, they've just missed there. That would have made it 4-3. But no, absolutely. I think it's in Hallam's hands really now to decide whether they sit in a deeper block and make Uniov take the ball to them and really make them try and break them down, which is a difficult strategy to break down when you've got 4 or 5 players sat behind the ball right in front of the goal. You really have to produce some magic to be able to break that down. But
yeah, well, given the quality of this Hallam side, you'd back them every time to get another goal or 2, and I'm sure they'll be backing themselves as well. As Uniov on the counter here, through ball from right to left, and not quite kept in by number 15 of Uniov.
There's a little penalty shout there from Hallam there, sorry to interrupt, Adam.
No, not at all.
Didn't quite get given.
There will be chances yet in this game, it's safe to say. A scooped kick in from Hallam. Not quite on target, though. It's collected by the Uniov keeper. She throws it into the middle, and that's not quite the first touch that number 15 would have been hoping for there. I hope it's not, for the sake of the Uniov goals, a case of nerves starting to set in here. They will have their eye on the clock. But they've scored 2 goals, and there's no reason why they can't get a couple more, Jake. If you had to guess, which way does it go from here?
Oh, I think Uniov have got one more in them. I was hoping they'd score just as I said that. Yeah, I think they'll get 1 more. Hallam, they've put a bit more pressure on Hallam. Hallam have put the ball out there for their kick in. But yeah, I think Hallam have looked really good going forwards and playing that sort of direct approach. But Uniov seem to be able to intercept quite a few. So yeah, I think there's definitely more goals in this half to come to make this game even more exciting than it already is. Scores still 4-2. Uniov, Hallam high kicking, pardon me. Looking to set back there potentially, but it hasn't quite worked. Still regain possession.
A speculative effort there from number 89. And not perhaps the way that Hallam would have wanted to reclaim possession there, sorry. It's a long throw from Uniov. Not really in the direction of one of their players, though. Keeper collects the ball again. Can she have more luck this time? She does. It's brought down very well by number 11. And it's fallen to number 15. Oh, and it's just wide of the post.
What an effort.
I think that was a big chance, Heisman.
What a chance that was. And it's won them a corner. I think he must have taken a deflection, but Uniov has taken the corner quickly. It's just intercepted by Hallam, or is it? Uniov won the ball back. Is a shot on here, or is a pass to the back post? Good save from the Hallam keeper again, and Hallam are breaking forwards now, but they've just had to clear the lines.
Wow, what a couple of seconds there, Jake. It was Manley who found herself in bags of space on the edge of the box from the corner, but the shot was straight at the keeper. A follow-up for Uniov as well, and the game is really starting to open up now.
Like you said earlier, I think Uniov are really going for it now. What's the ball? That is down to the back post, but she's just not being able to get a foot on it there to bring it down and control it. Hallam must be potentially a little bit nervous now. They're just, if I was their coach, trying to just keep the ball and maintain possession just to build the confidence up a bit and not necessarily having to go forwards all the time. But it's another really good bit of high pressure there from Uniov.
And a poor pass there from Hallam, perhaps an example of the nerves that you were talking about just there. On the contrast, Uniov must be surging in confidence now with their recent momentum. It's a scooped pass attempted by Uniov, but regained by Hallam. And perhaps they can regain their composure as well. But it's number 11 with the shot. Blocked. Corner ball.
No, they've really put the pressure on over the last couple of minutes. Another good corner, good ball there, but a good block from Hallam. Uniov keeper's just retrieving the ball now, and it'll be interesting to see whether Uniov will adopt the fly keeper, maybe even if they use their normal keeper, so that she can sort of run in the box, and if they lose possession, catch the ball and kill the shot. But just giving them that extra player to move the ball about and keep possession and maybe threaten for another goal. But there's still the 4v4.
And it's Uniov exposed here at the back. Hallam on the counter. Nudged wide, but the weight of pass wasn't there, and I think it's safe to say Uni of Sheffield have escaped one there, Jake.
Yeah, it was a close one there. Nice counter. The Uniov manager just giving a little bit of instruction to his players just to reinforce the messages that they've gone through in training. Again, that long ball forward to the pivot, or forward as you'd call it in normal football. Good battle there, but it's gone to a Hallam player at the front. Uniov win the ball back. Is there a chance to counter? It's a 2v1.
Great show of physicality there from Manley.
Oh, good save from the keeper.
Attempts deflected on the way through there. That's just another example of the physical side of the futsal game.
Absolutely.
That you were talking about earlier, Jake, and that's headed out by Lucas for a Hallam ball.
Yeah, Hallam kicking here. Just waiting to see that 1-2. They've tried the 1-2, and I think Uniov has sort of picked up on that. But it's a 1v1 now with the keeper. Can she score? Oh, Hallam keeper has made an excellent save there. Really come out of her box, and the referee's just called for a timeout, I think. So
will Uniov get a better chance than that in the closing embers here, Jake? It was number 9 who was through on goal, but you have to say the Hallam keeper did well to close down the angle quite so quickly.
Yeah, and they're so difficult to, when you have a 1v1, you've got all that space, and then it suddenly all closes up with the keeper. What message do you think the Uniov and Hallam coaches are giving to their players from what you've seen so far, Adam?
I think given the situation that Uniov find themselves in now, it is do or die. I think we're going to see even more of a direct approach from the goalkeeper, launching the balls long. But as for the Hallam manager, you have to wonder what his approach will be here. He's been very animated on the touchline and wanted a foul in the middle of the park just moments ago, which he was never going to get. I think he needs to be a little bit more realistic there and perhaps keep some of more of his opinions to himself, the Hallam manager. But this is all time to go all in here for Uniov. Do or die, as I said.
10 seconds left on the timeout. So each team have one timeout each half where they can give tactical, technical instructions, or sometimes it could just be used as sort of the dark arts of the game just to give your players a bit of a break. But Uniov have a high kick in there, and they might have called that timeout just to set something up to see whether they can work a goal from it. Played straight back in from the kick in. Nice 1-2 there. Hallam defensive on the line, but again, the keeper's come to their rescue. Made another big save. The ball's gone forwards long. Uniov players tried to intercept it, but it's gone from one keeper to the other. And that Uniov keeper's now thrown it back to the Hallam keeper.
Jake, when you talk about end-to-end stuff, I don't think it gets much more clearer than the keeper just throwing it back and forth to each other there.
Don't often see that, hoping one of your players can get on the end of it, but got to do what you've got to do to try and get that goal. Calls for a foul there on one of the Hallam players. Uniov regain possession. Strike from the halfway line, but it's another good save from the Hallam keeper. She's been really busy and made some really good saves. Like you say, the crucial 1v1 block earlier just before the timeout, and then that save on the halfway line pushed out for another Uniov corner.
Oh, and you wondered if Uniov could just get an extra toe on that. As the ball trickled through from the corner, it ultimately ended wide, and time is really running thin now for Uniov. I don't think Hallam are going to be in any rush to take this throw in, but the ball's in play now.
Nice play down the line, direct to the pivot. Pivot's looking to have a shot. It's another great block from Uniov. Another good shot, maybe looking for the back post there if someone was able to get on the end of it. Hallam potentially just setting a kick in.
Number 39 deliberating over the kick in here. Ref's blown his whistle, and he's making some kind of hand gesture, which doesn't really make any sense to me. But he's blown his whistle again, and we're good to go. Lucas with the interception, pokes it forward. Number 9, can she hold it up? Uni players on
Excellent
the counter.
ball.
It's number 7 in space. She strikes, and it's saved. Oh, you've got to feel it for Uniov there, Jake. It was a well-worked move from back to front.
That's what we were talking about earlier, that really quick counter-attack sort of approach, and to go 1v1 again with the keeper. It's another great save from Hallam's keeper. It's a good shot from there. It's another great save from Uniov's keeper as well. Both keepers, although might not seem it in the score to people who have just seen the score and not watched the game, but both had excellent moments where they've both made some really big saves to keep both their teams in the game.
Absolutely, both sets of keepers' gloves will be warm after both halves. And I think that goes to show what an entertaining game it's been as well. There's been plenty of shots on targets and so many attacks created in different ways as well. Fast, short, direct, slower build-up. And it's been a vast variety of saves that we've seen from both keepers. I think it's a performance that both of them can be proud of.
Absolutely, just under 4 minutes left here. Uniov regain possession after a Hallam kick-in. It's another Uniov kick-in, just over the halfway line.
And just over 3.5 minutes left on the clock here for Uni of Sheffield to turn this game around. It's already been a performance they can be proud of, but what they would be even sweeter would be 2 more goals to tie the fixture, and then we'd have to take it from there, Jake.
Absolutely, nice 1-2 there from Hallam, potentially looking for one more, but it's just too much. We've got on the end of it, and again, another fingertip save from the Uniov keeper, having to stretch from one end of a goal to another to push it out for a Hallam corner. It's almost sort of the roles are reversed this half, with Hallam looking to play on the counter-attack. Oh, and it's another good shot from Hallam there, it's just gone over the bar. Yeah, it looks like roles are reversed. Uniov seem to be a little bit more in control this half, and Hallam are looking to expose the counter-attacks. Yep. Again, that direct approach being played by Uniov, playing it long to the top player, or the pivot as it's called in futsal.
Yeah, it'll be Hallam with the kick. An attempted flick. Fails quite miserably there. Sorry to be rude to the Hallam player. And it was Uniov, number 7, with the toe poke strike wide of the post.
Again, Uniov just not loads and loads of time yet, having to take that high press approach to try and win the ball back from Hallam. It hasn't quite worked that time, with Uniov regaining possession, but now losing it for a Hallam kick in just inside Hallam's half. Where we wonder whether they'll just keep the ball now and try and see out the game for the last couple of minutes. But Uniov have foiled that plan potentially with regaining possession. Can they go forwards? Keep holding the ball nicely. Nice bit of physicality. Uniov player just tried to win the corner, but Hallam players kicked it off for a Hallam.
It was a laboured dribble there. Sorry, from the Uniov number 9. Just to note as well, we've not had a goal for quite a while now. I think that's probably a sign of the game getting quite scrappy. The ball's been out of play many times. I think Uniov are having to take more pot shots. And as for Hallam, it's a case of just running down the clock now, Jake.
Absolutely, no, like we were saying earlier, Uniov are desperate to get those couple of goals, or even a goal, just to get them back in the tie. But Hallam are really trying to see it out, and that corner hasn't quite worked how they wanted to.
You wonder if Lucas on the edge of the box there from the corner would have been able to recreate some of her earlier magic. Obviously, the last goal came from her strike, but she was unable to there. And she's in strong with the challenge after the kick in. But 41 for Hallam has returned victorious. The ball plays it wide.
Good save there from the Uniov keeper. A bit of pressure there, though. That was a bit of a nervy moment there for the Uniov fans in the stands there. Keeper almost being possessed, but does well to get the ball out of her feet, and Hallam have a kick in again in their own half. A really high press. Uniov have just made the sub. There's a roll-on, roll-off sub approach in futsal. Uniov having to defend here, but Hallam almost had a shot, but Uniov have just won the ball back now, trying to regain a bit of possession. But again, that scrappiness is sort of coming into play, whether that's, again, maybe a bit of tiredness, even though I've just said there's roll-on, roll-off subs, it's sort of tiredness still kicks in with maybe a slightly smaller squad, and yeah, just maybe starting to see that tiredness affect the game a little bit, like I said earlier, with the game maybe becoming a little bit scrappy and both teams just wanting it so much to win the game.
Absolutely. Fatigue certainly setting in for both sides here. On the one hand, it could open up the game in the last minute here for Uniov, although, of course, Hallam now could just drop deep into their block, put players behind the ball, and the hopes and dreams of Uniov here will be slipping away from them.
Absolutely. Nice idea to try and work the ball. Hallam manager was very happy with his team's press there.
Yeah, the Hallam manager's been very animated on the touchline. You can tell he takes his job very seriously. And in credit, it's safe to say he's done a good job here today. He's dressed for the occasion as well. That's a low-driven effort from range. Number 17, Hallam, deflected corner.
No, absolutely. Futsal's such a passionate game. It's hard not to get involved and animated when you're even watching, let alone sort of playing. It looks like a scooped option, potentially for a half volley for the Hallam player. That's a set piece we haven't seen, but it's almost worked for Hallam. Uniov again trying to press and win the ball, and it's a nice header, but again, Uniov keeper's made a really good save there.
It was a well-directed header. Just another display of the great technique that is on show here in futsal. And another reminder that the head still can be used in the futsal game despite the dominance of the ball on the floor. Yeah,
no, absolutely. It's not quite as commonly seen in futsal, because I wouldn't want to head one for certain. I don't know about you, Adam, but they're a bit harder than football. So Uniov on the attack now is another good block from Hallam. Uniov still managed to regain the ball, even though it was a block, and it's a wild attempt, to have to say, unfortunately. And yeah, we've all been there on the football pitch. You're desperate to get the goal in the last couple of seconds, but like I said earlier, it might be just a bit too little too late for Uniov to try and get back into this game. But,
Yeah, and that speculative effort from Manley there did come when Hallam had all 4 outfield players behind the ball. She perhaps didn't have many other choices available to her. Perhaps the last attack of the game here will be Hallam. Can they put the icing on the cake? It's a ball-rolled effort, intercepted by Uniov, number 9. Well struck, not quite on target though, and I think we are coming to the end of what has been an exhilarating occasion here, Jake.
No, absolutely. I don't think you could ask much more if you're a neutral watching this. 6 goals in total. There might be one more here, but yeah, you couldn't ask for much more really. End-to-end stuff from both teams and keep the game interesting. It's just flown wide. It's out for a Hallam's ball, which I'm sure must be the last play of the game. Whether Hallam again choose to adopt that long ball approach just to see the game out here in the last couple of seconds. And there goes the buzzer.
And the Hallam corner erupts into victory. You can see the limbs in the stands, on the sideline, and on the field too. Jubilance for University of Hallam women's ones in the futsal. They claim victory over Uniov for the 2nd time this season. And Jake, I think you have to say that all things considered, they are the deserved victors this morning.
Yeah, I think they had a really, really quick start to the game. They got those first couple of goals, and Uniov got one back. But then again, it was just a relentless sort of attacking approach from Hallam. But for the first official varsity for the women's futsal, I don't think we could ask much more. But yeah, you couldn't really ask for a better game to sort of start the day. For whether you're a neutral or a Hallam fan, maybe not if you're a Uniov fan. But yeah, no, it's a great game, and yeah,
Yes.
couldn't ask for much more.
And before long, it will be time to join Max pitchside for his interview. Playing out on the screen now will be scenes of happiness for the Hallam players. A good sign of futsal respect too from both sides. Handshakes all round. Rapturous applause from the Hallam massive in the stands too. And look at those Hallam players on the pitch there. They're going to take their team photo now. They've got that gold medal around their necks. That's what they came to get. Look at the manager as well. He seems to be chuffed. And in contrast, Uniov slightly despondent on the sidelines. But it's a performance I think they can be very proud of, Jake.
Absolutely. And again, for Uniov, it's their first year, first season as a properly formed futsal squad. I think a lot of their players have sort of come from a footballing background, and that sort of transfer from football to futsal isn't the easiest sort of step, especially with the different controls. You obviously use your soul a lot more, and the different rules as well. I'd say standout players for me, both the Hallam and Uniov keepers, both had amazing games. Again, despite it might seem a bit contradictory to the score, but they both made crucial saves to keep their teams in it all the way to the end, really.
Yeah.
And again, they might both be sort of football keepers who moved into futsal, and yeah, really put a good display on, and ones that I think they can be proud of. Who stood out for you, Adam?
Well, it would have to be 2 for me. I couldn't split them. Manley number 10 and Lucas number 6 for Uniov. Gargantuan performances from both. So solid in the tackle. And going forward as well, they were really the driving force for Uniov. And some happier scenes for Uniov here now as well. You can see Manley going over to greet some of our colleagues on the touchline. On the bench, the players that remain, high fives and smiles all round. I think as far as a first varsity attempt goes, like I said, they can be proud of it. There'll be lots to work on too, and that just makes it all the more exciting for next year's fixture.
Absolutely, like you say, it gives them. This game is such a good showcase for the sport in general, not just for Sheffield as a city, but for the wider country. I know futsal isn't necessarily a massive game. I know the England Lionesses futsal team have got their European Championship qualifiers coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. So, yeah, they're a great inspiration to some of these girls who potentially maybe don't see futsal as necessarily a bigger pathway as maybe football has, but for those Lionesses to showcase that there is a path to represent your country on the international stage, go abroad, wear the shirts in the national anthem. I think that only can provide them sort of hope really for the future of the game. So.
And a good advert for Bucks futsal as well. It was the first Bucks season for Uniov, and they earned themselves a respectable mid-table finish at 5th place. And you might even be surprised to hear that Hallam, with all the talent on show today and all the technique and ultimately winning performance, only finished 3rd in the Bucks League on 16 points, which just goes to show that the level is actually really high. And as a sport, it perhaps deserves more of a spotlight. And at least for the Bucks fixtures, it can definitely be said that the levels are really high here. We're just glancing down on the field here. We can see our head producer, Max. He's walking down with one of the Hallam players, one of the better performances too, and we're going to hand over to him now and see what he has to say.
Yeah,
More, bit more,
check.
bit more.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Inside. Check. Sheffield Varsity 2026, and you're joining us here at the English Institute of Sport. And coming up for you, we have the men's twos futsal facing off. Uni off, we Hallam, men's twos. Now, last year they came to a really close 2-2 draw, but year before that, 5-1 win to Uni off. I'm joined here by my pundits, Zach Hughes on my left, and then Adam Foxsmith on my right. Now, coming to you, Zach, tell me Hallam's mentality going into the game. Obviously, 5-1 loss 2 years ago, but a really close draw last year. How do you think they're going to approach the game?
You know what? I think Hallam will be coming into the game wanting to win it, of course, but the thing is with Varsity is the teams have such a big rivalry that when it comes to the day, both teams want to win it just as much. So, you know, I think both teams will come out with their strongest lineup, come out firing from the minute one, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
And Adam, coming to Uni off, they're second in the table. They've done really well this season, but 2-2 draw last year, so quite close game with Hallam. What about them? Do you think they're going to be now trying to get back at them? They're going to be on the offence, or are they going to be, you know, taking a step back?
Well, it was interesting also. I was speaking to Adam Hurley earlier this week, member of the futsal side for Uni off, and he's really confident this year. He thinks this is the game for them to really assert their dominance in the fixture. Obviously, in the last 3 years, it's been one win, one loss, and one draw. So a really closely fought affair. But touching on what Zach said as well, form is only one factor to consider going into Varsity. This is a rivalry, and every Varsity fixture is a cup fixture in its own right. I think the real excitement today is that we just don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have to wait till kick-off and see who turns up on the day, and maybe who wants it more as well.
Speaking of who turns up on the day, can you list some key players from Uni off that you think can make a difference today?
Yeah, absolutely. Adam Hurley, as I said as well, and the captain as well, has also, you know, scored a lot of goals for them this season. He's been really important for them. Obviously, it's a team game as well. I think there's going to be a lot of roll-on, roll-off subs, and it's a high-intensity game, very physical as well. So I think every player is going to have to really be counted on today if they are going to be successful. And the same goes for Hallam too.
And Zach, Hallam have been quite a top-scoring team this season. I think their top scorer's got 18 goals, 20 assists. How do you think they're going to be approaching the game? Are they going to be on the offense? Are they going to be just trying to get the goals in, or are they going to take a step back?
Yeah, I mean, taking off from that, I think they'll be, you know, they're wanting to go out and attack. They're not the type of team that's going to sit back and let the game come to them. They want to start on the front foot and get those goals in early. Obviously, I spoke to Timmy, the Uni of manager, before game, and he's very confident also. So he didn't really give much away in terms of his approach, but I know Max is about to interview him down in a couple of minutes, so we'll see what he says.
And Adam, finally rounding off what we've seen the women's game before this, 4-2 loss. Do you think that's going to have an impact on the, you know, the psychological mindset of these players now?
I think it definitely does, because obviously both sides, or all the sides, will be supporting each other in the stands. The men were cheering on for the women earlier on this morning, and now the case will be so vice versa. So I think it is a bit of a difficult one for Uni of going into it now. They'll feel a bit of pressure, if anything, to equalise the tie for today's purposes and to one game each, rather than a comprehensive 2-0 victory for Hallam. And just touching on some other stats as well, sorry, the names that I forgot earlier, the top scorers for Uni of, Andy Snell and Matty Thomas-Fox, have scored so many goals in the last 2 seasons. Actually, we saw this morning as well, it was quite a free-scoring game, 4-2 the score. So I think, if anything, we can see more of that on the horizon for this game as well.
And going into the game, what are your score predictions, boys? What are you thinking?
It will be a high scorer. I'm going 6-4 Uni of.
Okay. How about you, Adam?
Well, that's even more high scoring than I was anticipating, despite my current analysis. I'm going to go for 5-3 to Uni of, Adam Hurley hat-trick.
All right, brilliant. There you have it. We're now going to cut to Max Morris on the sideline with Timmy, the manager for the men's twos.
Yeah. Timmy.
3 minutes.
Timmy. Live right now, mate. So, Timmy, club captain of Uni of, how are we feeling for today?
Excited. Big hopes. I think should be able to complete another whitewash. Yeah, just excited really.
And just a little word on the women's earlier, a 4-2 loss. Thoughts on that performance?
I think they played really well. Obviously, second half, won the second half, but really lost the game in the first. It was a great effort. First season as a club, stayed up in the league, so that's a great achievement. And yeah, they've set us off with a great start to Varsity.
Yeah, nice one. So, twos first today. How's the season gone for them in your eyes?
Well, it's a bit of issues. Obviously, they were meant to have a game yesterday. They decided not to go to prioritise Varsity, so we're trying to sort things out with Varsity. But they had a great season. They beat league leaders, they beat the league winners, so that was a great achievement. All their focus is on today, as you can tell, by sacrificing yesterday. But yeah, I have a great feeling. We've played Hallam twos this season, and we've seen our twos train, and yeah, we're all really excited and hopeful for them.
Awesome. Obviously, that's about to kick off in a minute, but I know that you'll be in action later on for the ones. How are you feeling ahead of that game? Obviously, that's what people like to say. The ones, it's all about the ones, but obviously we've got the twos here today. I know that's the game that you're playing in. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Great season, done the double already. My final game for the club. Hopefully we can wrap it up with a treble. And yeah, dream ending for everyone. A lot of lads are leaving this season as well, so
a bit of an emotional one then.
Yeah, it will be. Let's hope it's happy emotions and not.
Let's hope for the win for you, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done, Timmy. Good luck.
you know, it's one time a year kind of thing. Just go out there, have fun, and play some good futsal.
Amazing. So just for people who might not be familiar with futsal, the 2 20-minute halves with the clock stopping every time the ball going out, meaning that unlike in football, you can't waste loads of time. The keeper rolls the ball out instead of kicking it in, and instead of throw-ins to get the game restarted, there's kick-ins. There's a foul limit as well to try and stop players being really, really physical and trying to disrupt the game. So once you've gone over 5 fouls in one half, every foul afterwards is then a penalty, a 10-metre penalty, which is a bit further out, which are arguably pretty hard to score. You've got to be a pretty good player to score that, especially with the keepers being able to come off the line and cause a bit of disruption to the player taking the penalty. It looks like the players are just about to get ready to walk out in front of the pretty big crowd, to be fair, today for the futsal. I think it's grown over the last couple of years, which I think is really positive for the sport, and just shows how much sort of the game means to both unis, doesn't it, Matt?
Yeah, definitely. I think it does show the sense of togetherness between the unis as well as a hopefully friendly rivalry between the two universities. And yeah. So what would be going through your head if you were stood in that queue over there in that corner right now?
I think it's probably a mix of excitement and nerves. Sometimes they're a bit, they can feel the same, so it's a bit tricky to sort of differ and decipher what the difference is between the two. But I'm sure both sets of players are really looking forward to the game. This is what being a Sheffield student is when you're playing futsal. This, like you said earlier, this is the biggest game of the season for them, to be able to play on this stage in front of friends and potentially family as well coming to play. And you might say, oh, I'm playing futsal this weekend, and people might not quite know what that is, but to have this sort of spectacle, to be able to show people what the game is, what you're committing to every week on late in the evenings when you're training, and now to have this sort of showcase to be able to show people and represent the university as well, and hopefully try and get some points on the board as well, depending on what uni you're from. Here we go. I think the squads are being announced now. First up, uni of. Amazing reception here from the crowd as well, to have that opportunity to walk out almost in like a Champions League sort of style game, to walk out and face a crowd, obviously without the Champions League anthem, but to have that experience again, which you might not normally have, is just really, really cool. How would you feel, again, if you're having your name announced to potentially your friends and family and people on your course? How would that make you feel?
Yeah, it would feel great, wouldn't it? If you get the sort of hero welcome into the game. If you're not already feeling 10 foot tall, then you definitely should be after this. It's the perfect way to enter the game, and it will get you right in the mindset, and hopefully it will just strike confidence into every single player, and we can see a great game.
No, definitely. Here comes the Sheffield Hallam team, getting a warm reception from their fans, but a pretty poor, a few boos from the Uni of fans over there in the other corner as well. But that's all part of the rivalry here. You can see both teams again getting in a huddle, showing that sort of unity between both teams. Just those last final messages, I'd probably guess from my experience of being in and around the futsal setup of Uni of, is just to enjoy it, but to give everything, because this opportunity doesn't come around every weekend or every day. It's not often that you're able to play in front of your family and friends. You're normally sat in a lecture or seminar, and I know what I'd much rather be doing than playing in this, rather than being sat in a lecture or a seminar. Don't know about you, Matt, but
yeah, definitely. You see the two captains coming up to the referee now. Captain for Uni of, Logan Lidbetter-Smith in defence, and Hallam's captain Ben Proctor.
I think both teams will be wanting a strong, fast start for the game. I think we saw earlier in the women's game, the game before this, that Hallam got off to a really quick start. They went 2 goals up sort of within the first 5 or 10 minutes, and that sort of gave them a bit of a cushioning, even though Uni got one or two back. I think that just gave them that bit of breathing space to be able to dictate how they wanted to play the game. And I think both teams, whoever gets the fast start, might be able to go from there and really kick on.
Yeah, definitely. Just set the tone, set the nerves, and if you can get on top early, then it sets you up for the whole game.
Just waiting for the referee's whistle to kick off the game. Be interesting to see. Looks like both teams have sort of started with a diamond formation or a 1-2-1, which is sort of the more traditional shape you sort of see at Uni Futsal. The game started and Uni are pressing nicely, and it's gone out for a kick-in already within the first couple of seconds. I think both teams will be wanting to utilise kick-ins and corners, as they're almost a guarantee a goal a game if you set them right. And see, I'm sure both teams have worked really hard on them in training. Nice set from the Hallam there, but it's just flown over wide with a few jeers from the Hallam players, and that's a good start from Hallam. That's what they want to show, that they're not afraid to go forwards and attack.
Yeah, they won't mind the missed shot at all. It's about setting the tone early on, showing that they are willing to attack.
Union bring the ball back into a play for kick-in, and they just managed to keep hold of it. Andy Snell tries to spin the player, but it's a good clearance from Sheffield Hallam player out for another Union kick-in just over the halfway line here. Union will be trying to get the ball back into play. Direct ball there, straight forwards again, trying to get into Snell the pivot, but just didn't quite work. Another good interception there from the Sheffield Hallam player. Libet Smith looks for the shot there, but he's just not quite able to get it, and there's a sliding tackle there from the Union captain, but they're given a foul there, and Sheffield Hallam have won a free kick. Again, Hallam get the ball back into play, not trying to go too direct to start with. Dragging it down the wing. It's a good save from the Union keeper. Ferocious shot there from Hallam's number 5, but Ethan McKinney, the Union keepers, had to spring into action there. It's out for a Hallam corner. Let's see what they've worked here. Again, they've gone for that shot. Do you think that's going to be their approach today, Matt? Trying to go as direct as they can, get the ball in quickly, play it quickly, and try and expose Union maybe when they're not quite set up?
Yeah, but it certainly looks it. They're just willing to shoot whenever they get half a yard. And not quite come off yet. Forced one good save out of Ethan McKinney. There's a penalty.
Hallam player does well there. There's shouts for a penalty, but Union keeper collects the ball, and Union are on a counter. It's a 2v1 here. Can they make the most of it? But it's a slide tackle there from Hallam, and Hallam transition the other way. But it's a good block there from Snell, again doing his defensive duties as the pivot. He's got back and helped his team out there.
Again, that wasn't a sliding foul?
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a grey area with sliding in futsal. I think you're allowed to slide to block, but you're not allowed to slide to tackle. And again, I think that's sort of to the discretion of every futsal referee. Hallam tried to play it into their pivot there, number 62, but just been broken down. Union trying to go down the wing, but it's just rolled into the Hallam keeper's hands. He gets them started off quickly, plays the ball from one side to the other. Call of 2-2 there. Union just recognising that Hallam are trying to maybe change their formation a little bit, transitioning from the diamond to more of a square sort of shape, which is again quite common in futsal. You're trying to switch things up when the game's changing. Union keeper's under a bit of pressure there, and he just manages to get the ball away. Just comes off Union playing it out for a kick in, but Hallam are giving the ball away here, and Union break away. A nice little bit of footwork there. He's tried to play it into Snell, who's the pivot. He's had a shot. It's a good save from the Hallam keeper, and it's out again for another high Union kick in. Union player just asking for 5 yards. That's the minimum amount of distance between the ball and a player a kick in futsal. See what Union can work from here. Played into the box, but again Hallam intercepted it well and just kicked it long. It's out for another higher kick in for Union, and they get the ball back in again. Trying to go direct to Snell, but doesn't quite reach the pivot. Matt, what have you sort of thought over the last few minutes, over the first few minutes? What are you thinking?
Well, it looks like Union are trying to get on the ball a bit more, and Hallam are just trying to get off the pitch as quick as possible and get right into them. And yeah, I think both teams still need a bit of room to grow into the game, and aren't fully in it quite yet, but we should do within a few minutes, hopefully.
Hallam again on the ball, but Union pressing around a three-quarter press sort of there, but Hallam have done well and found the ball into their pivot, but it's one back, and Union are breaking now, but they just haven't quite made it out. And encouraging signs for Union, but Hallam again have got the ball back into play. Building slowly now, not trying to rush it, and a nice little check movement there, and it's gone through to the Hallam pivot. He's using his strength well, but again, Libet Smith, great sliding tackle. Out for a high Hallam kick in. Referees just asking the Hallam players to speed up the play a bit there and get the ball back into play. Maybe not quite how they wanted to set the kick in, but let's see what they can do from there. played straight back into Uniov's hands, and it looks like they're trying to break again, but Hallam regained the ball, but Uniov won the ball high up, and can they play it to the pivot? Snell's had a shot, but it's blocked. Hallam now it's a 3v2, and there's a foul on the halfway line. Again, it's a bit of a feisty fixture, this one, isn't it, Matt? It's you're going to see tackles like that, and that's all part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it was a specifically cynical tackle, but it was more desperation of Matt Stokey getting past him, and he just sort of knew he needed to tackle, and that's what ended up happening. You can see recently a bit Hallam trying to get into Penting, who can just hold up Lidbeth Smith and trying to roll in as the shot from the free kick's blocked out for kicking.
Again, Hallam and Uniov have both got sort of set plays, so they all know what they're doing, trying to make that difference to get a goal. That was close from Hallam. It's a good effort. McKinney had to cover his near post. Direct ball there, straight through to the pivot, and there's calls for a pull of Andy Snell's shirt, and it's been given a foul. Again, just to reiterate that rule of once you reach 5 fouls, every foul afterwards is a 10-metre penalty. So both sides will have to be wary, even though it's a big rivalry and arguably the biggest game for both of these sides. They've got to be conscious of that rule and make sure they don't foul too much to give away silly fouls and potentially costly mistakes that could lead to goals deciding the game.
Yeah, well, you think 5's a lot in a half, but we've already had 1 each, and without realising, they can soon rack up quite heavily, and then you're second thinking whether you can even go in for a tackle or not.
Uniov just setting in that free kick, going for the shot, I think, but it's just gone way wide. Good effort, but now making a first sub of the game, I think, for Uniov. Swap pivots, just keeping that option fresh. Again, quite a few rotations. It hasn't quite worked, but that movement off the ball is promising for Hallam, even though it's gone out there. They're trying to move Uniov's sort of diamond shape to disrupt them and not let them play how they want to play. And it's all a bit congested there from Uniov. It hasn't quite worked out. Kicking's gone straight off for a Hallam kick-in, which again, I'm not sure was part of the plan for Uniov going into that set play. Hallam just got a kick inside their own half, playing it from the winger to the fix, back to the same winger. Wingers tried to cut it from the right-hand side to the top left corner, but no one's there, and it rolls out for a Uniov goalkeeper's ball.
Yeah, Uniov pressing really well, forcing Hallam to turn over the ball. Matty Thomas-Fox has just come on and instantly forced 2 defenders into just kicking the ball out of play.
Hallam maintaining the ball now, bit of pressure there, and few calls for a foul, but it's played on. Or a couple of back heels there, kept the ball in play, but that might be a detriment to Uniov as Hallam have a shot, and Ethan saves it, McKinney saves it. It's out from McKinney. It's been called into action a few times. Both keepers have had a busy few couple of minutes.
Definitely been the busier keeper yet.
No goals in this one yet. Rolls out for a Uniov kick-in, deep into their own half, can potentially use the keeper here, opted not to, through to the Batman. Batman's played it out to the winger, but it's rolled out for McKinney's ball. I think Kieran Ahern's come on for Logan Lidbeth Smith, a Batman, or fix. McKinney's ball just strangely gone from one end of the pitch to the other, swapped hands from the Uniov keeper to Hallam's keeper, and it's a good high press there, and calls for a Uniov kick-in, but it goes Hallam's way just on the halfway line.
Yeah, that's twice now McKinney's gone direct from the roll-out. You can see that's definitely a game plan to try and isolate the defender, get them one-on-one, and try to score from it.
Be interesting to see if that's the same plan, whether I think Uniov are trying to build with their wingers and then play directly through to the pivot, but it looks like Uniov have got in there, but it's a good tackle from last-ditch tackle from the Hallam player, but yeah, Hallam looked to be potentially using the pivot a bit more sort of direct when the space is open in the middle, but Uniov are trying to build it side to side, but it's becoming a bit more difficult with Hallam's high press, but they've tried to get out, but it's just rolled straight to the Hallam keeper's hands, and he's gone direct again, as we were saying, and McKinney's had to come out and punch the ball there, punched it out for a Hallam high kick-in.
Yeah, it's good goalkeeping, being nice and firm, making sure anything in his box is his and forcing it straight out.
Hallam set again, that shot, and it's close, and McKinney's had to really stretch himself there and use his foot to push the ball out for another high kick in. You've got to be wary of that back post, where the ball was intending to go, I think, and a Hallam player was there. If McKinney hadn't have got his foot there, then I think it could have potentially led to a Hallam goal. Again, going for that set and shot, but Matty Fox for Uniov does well. Both pivots have done really well in their defensive and attacking duties, but that hard work from both pivots is really being showcased throughout the first few minutes of the game. And the referee's having to get involved here with stepping away, and that's a different set piece there, but another good block from the Uniov pivot. Hallam player there just trying to take the ball a little bit further forward than the referee's liking for the kick in. It's just under the halfway line. The keeper's got the ball for Hallam, but Uniov have forced an error and it's out for a Uniov kick in again. Another substitute being made for Uniov. Get back underway.
Get it into there. Striker once again, but not quite working yet.
What have you thought for the first part of this half, Matt? What do you think the game's looking like so far, and do you think anyone's on top, or do you think it's a pretty equal game so far?
It has been very even. Both teams looking to just go as quick up the pitch as possible, but not properly working yet. I think Hallam have probably had the better chances between the two, but ultimately it's still 0-0 and it's even.
Another good interception there. It looks like Uniov have got another high kick in, and both teams seem to be adopting similar sort of strategies of sort of a set and a shot, trying to get the ball. And a bit of frustration there from the Uniov player, but it's a good strike and a good save at the near post for Hallam's keeper. Looks like it's a corner. See what's set up here. It's a good fake, but it's another hit from Uniov's backman to try and cause Hallam some problems, but we're still tied here, 0-0. It's a good ball through to Uniov's pivot, and it's through here, and can he shoot? But first time effort called Hallam's keeper into action once again, caught the ball out the air.
Yeah, we're thinking if he could have done better there. It was close, and it was rolling into them, but there was a good chance from not too far out.
Hallam have got a high kick in now, and see if they carry out the same sort of routine of a set. They tried a variation earlier which sort of caused a bit of disruption, but they've gone for the set again. It's a good block. Hallam might almost set for a corner here potentially. It's pretty close whether they use the similar sort of tactics. It's a tight angle if they are going to go for a shot. Good block there from both Uniov players, and Hallam's players back in it. Uniov are trying to break, but just rolled out for a kick in. Few people calling for a foul there on the halfway line, as it was a last ditch tackle, potentially made contact, potentially different. It's tricky to see from up here.
Yeah, maybe a different ref could have given that on another day, but Hallam ball in the end. So they work it around just before the halfway line.
Again, Uniov intercept, nicely done. They're trying to break away now. It's a 2v1, but again, another wide shot, and it's a Hallam's keeper's ball.
Yeah, a bit of a wild shot from Matty Thomas Fox that.
Again, trying to go direct, Hallam, trying to go direct into the pivot, but ball was just a bit too high and wasn't quite able to put interaction what they wanted to. And Uniov have, however, they've gone direct into the pivot. It's a nice piece of play from Matty Fox to hold up the ball, and Uniov players just lost the ball there. It's gone out for a Hallam kick in. Hallam seems to have gone to more of a 2-2, but now floating back into that diamond shape just to try and cause a bit of disruption to Uniov. Sort of settled defence. It's a big clearance there from the Hallam player, but it's again a bit of confusion. Gone out for a Hallam kick in deep into their own half, moving the ball forwards now. Uniov a little bit disorganised there, and it's played through to the pivot. It's deflected, but it's another great block, another sliding block there, and he's gone for the shot and he's lined it up, but Batman's blocked the ball, and it's a 1v keeper, but keeper's made a great save with his foot. Again, both keepers are having a great first half so far.
Yeah, great chance coming out of Lidbeth Smith, just throwing himself at 2 shots. That's what you want from your captain.
I think we'll be saying that a few more times, as we've already said it quite a few times this morning already, of Libbet Smith throwing his body on the line. Ball's coming in, it's another good save with his feet. And you've got to be really agile as a futsal keeper. Again, both McKinney and the Hallam keeper have been demonstrating. To be able to get down to those shots low and using your feet, it's not just about being good with your hands, but being good on the ball. And it's gone through to Hallam and all, and it's a great idea, great direct move. And number 8 for Hallam tried to get his head on it, and it's almost gone in.
Yeah, Matt Stokoe coming very close to the head of goal there. If I press it out for another rollout from Ethan McKinney.
Uni have gone to a more of a 2-2, and it's a long ball forwards, but Hallam head it back, and Uni of Fix just plays it out, plays another change at top man or pivot. Nice bit of play there from Hallam, but Uni of players done really well there. He used his body to shield the ball out, and it's gone out for a Uni of ball from keeper.
Yeah, it was good play and good defending that.
Hallam kicking just on the halfway line. A bit of confusion of who's going to where, just readjusting to get the right man. And Hallam have gone through for a break there, but the ball's actually just flown over the stand and gone into the netball game. I can't imagine they're overly happy with the ball flying onto their court. We'll just have to wait for another ball to get back into play. Gives the players a bit of respite as well, actually, to just be able to get their breath back, reset, organise their shape, both from an attacking and defensive point of view. Hallam have gone really direct and tried to play it through to the back post. That really caught out Uniov, I think, because they've set a bit of a trap of constantly shooting, and then having that option to play it straight through to the back post almost worked. So Uniov have the ball now just on the halfway line, but they've lost it. Hallam are coming forwards. Hallam just resetting now after a little bit of pressure from Uniov, and Hallam moving the ball well here. Uniov just losing their shape slightly. Hallam tried to go for a long ball over the top, but it's just rolled away from the Hallam pivot's foot. It's out for a Uniov kicking. Again, Hallam pressing really high here, Matt. I think that's causing Uniov 1 or 2 little problems, that they're having to go long and loft the ball over the top rather than keeping it on the ground, which I know through training with them that's what they've sort of been working on, is keeping the ball on the ground and trying to move it, which Hallam had some good success with over the last couple of minutes. Do you think that high press is causing them problems?
Yeah, definitely. And it nearly works forcing them to go long with Anderson Snell getting the best of his defender, getting past him, but just a little touch out from the Hallam defender, won them the kick in.
On our left-hand side here. McKinney's called into action. He's slid in there and won the ball, just almost taking out a Hallam player there. He looks like he's taking a little knock from that. Hopefully he's okay. And again, another ball's gone to the other side of the stand and almost into the netball game again. But
yeah, it was a heavy tackle on Harry Diver there.
Again, looks like Hallam have gone for the shot, and it's a good block from 2 on rushing Uniov players, and Uniov reset into that sort of compact diamond, which is difficult for Hallam to break down. Bit of time on the ball now for Hallam to make a decision. He's gone for the shot, and McKinney's again called into action and made a great save. It's gone through a couple of bodies there. It might have seen that late, so it's a good save again from McKinney. Hallam kicking, decided to take it quickly and passed it instead of had a shot, and they've tried a 1-2 there, but it's well intercepted by... It's another good save by Uniov keeper. Hallam won the ball back and had a shot.
2 strong hands from McKinney there.
Just did enough to need to push the ball away and push it quite out the court, to be fair. The ball's gone from his own goal almost just around the halfway line. Again, that scoop through to Hallam's pivot, and Uniov Fix has done really well there to be able to get the ball away and away from danger, to make sure that there's as little problems caused as possible, little damage possible caused to in and around the Uniov goal. Again, another set, and shots look like it's going to be used, and that's gone quite a way over the bar. Uniov regaining possession, but again, that long ball being enforced, which is difficult to control for a pivot, despite how good you might be bringing the ball down. It's a completely different game to football. Ball's a lot heavier. If I had to drop the ball from head height, it wouldn't bounce anywhere above my knee height. So it's a completely different way to control the ball. Uniov on the attack now, but good block from Hallam, and it's a goal for Uniov. 1-0 for Uniov Sheffield. A great strike from just over the halfway line, and the Uniov crowd are going crazy. Excellent strike, and that's just what Uniov want. Get themselves a little lead in the game, and we'll have to see how that affects Hallam, whether they'll get a bit frustrated or whether they'll be able to keep their heads after going 1-0 down.
Yeah, lovely finish from Nathan Miller, who's come straight off for a substitute now.
I think that's just giving Uniov a little bit of confidence, a bit of a boost that they probably needed from the game. As we said earlier, this Hallam side have this season been in the league above, so it's always going to be a challenge playing a team that on paper are above you in a completely different league. They wouldn't have played each other this year since the first encounter that they've had through being in different leagues. Lidbeth Smith tries a shot from a free kick. I think it's potentially looking for someone to get a foot or any part of their body just onto the ball to guide it through to the goal, but it just hasn't quite worked. Hallam on the ball now, and it's tried to turn, but Uniov have a 2v2 here, but Hallam have won the ball back nicely, and Hallam's keeper's picked it up, and they're looking to go forwards through the pivot, number 62, Derek Appending. And he's done well there, Appending, just trying to keep the ball. He's still going. There's 1 or 2 calls for a foul, but Uniov had 2 or 3 players around him trying to win the ball. The ball's gone back to Hallam keeper, and he's tried to play it long, but it's gone from Hallam's keeper straight into the arms of McKinney, and that'll be slightly frustrating for Hallam's coaches. And Uniov tried to play a ball there through, but it's bounced off the Hallam player back into McKinney's arms again.
Penton looking a bit frustrated there. He did well to hold up the ball originally, but he was a bit isolated and ended up having 3 defenders around him, one in the foul, but he was never going to get it.
Uniov, I think of Lidbeth Smith not very happy with a decision there. I think it's a timeout. Each side has 1 timeout per half, and this is a really useful can almost be a bit of a dark arts tactic really for potentially Uniov, trying to get a few bits of information, and also gives everyone a bit of respite as well to be able to get a few key messages across. What do you think is going on in that Hallam timeout? What messages do you think they're being given over there, Matt?
Well, I think it's the perfect time for the timeout. Just conceded, and they look like they need to pick it up a bit, and it'll just be play our game. But they must have put together some sort of game plan, and it will just be stick to it, and just keep on trying, and hopefully good things come for them.
As we say, timeouts are a minute, so it's not long for coaches and players to have a chat and get the messages that they want across. But both managers look deep in conversation there, trying to get key points across and letting people know who's going back on and who's starting the game. And like we say, just gives everyone a bit of a break really to get themselves into the game. And looks like almost a completely different four for Uniov there, and Hallam have made a few changes too. Again, the substitutes are roll on, roll off, so you can make as many subs as many times as you like in futsal, which keeps the game fresh and energetic. You give your all for sort of 2, 3, 4 minutes, and then get yourself off to have a break and potentially do it all again. Hamler tried to break forwards there, and a few bit scrappy there from Uniov to try and keep the ball. And
Captain Ben Proctor making things happen for Hallam. He lays it off, and the shot is blocked. It's up in the air. Proctor wins it.
Fell nicely there for a volley, and it's still in and around the Uniov box, trying to get rid of it. Uniov, Hallam have kept the ball well, and they've restarted now, but pushing. Hallam being pushed back a little bit, but they won't mind that, keeping the ball. Uniov have intercepted that well. Now they're looking to make a break of their own. Down the wing, can he turn? Can he shoot? Uniov has scored again! I think that's Andy Snell makes it 2-0 for Union Sheffield in the Sheffield Varsity Futsal game. He's delighted with that goal, and it's a lovely work move with a 1-2. He'll be delighted with that. He got a couple of goals in the development varsity last year, and he's gone again for trying to get a second in about as many seconds. Again, just throws a bit of a spanner in the works for Hallam. They'll really have to go for it potentially for the last few minutes of these halves, and try to play a ball forwards, but McKinney collects it. Uniov keeping the ball just about, but Hallam players are putting pressure on, but just hasn't quite made it. Out for a Uniov kick-in. Uniov will get us underway. The ball, referee's just blown. I think it'll be a Hallam kick-in as the ball wasn't on the blue line and it was moving. That's another rule that will also go down as a foul. So Uniov on 2 fouls now, 2 or 3 fouls I think. What can Hallam do from this, Matt? What can they try and work here to get a goal, get themselves back in the game?
Well, it's in their plan. It's definitely one man laying it off for another to shoot straight away, and it's the same thing. It's deflected out for a corner. These final minutes of the half can be huge for Hallam as a term of staying in the game and just making sure they don't lose it within just one half.
Nice 1-2 there, but Uniov have done really well there, and it's a 3v2 now. Can they make the most of it? Oh, it's just fallen away. Looks like they're going to have a shot again, and it's gone in again. Andy Snell has got his second goal of the game. Uniov are 3-0 up even before half-time. Another well-taken finish there by Snell. It looked like Snell wanted a break there after scoring, but Hallam have started quickly, and Hallam are going to go for an attack of their own. Snell's now going to go off for a well-deserved break. Again, Hallam pressing really high, but it looks like they might be their undoing. Keeper's come out well and cleared the ball, which is probably what his team needed, just to clear the ball and give his team a bit of a breather, as Hallam have really been under the cosh for the last couple of minutes.
Exactly what you need when you're 3-0 down. Don't need to be doing anything other than the simples, just getting it up the pitch when possible.
Uniov bring the ball back into play, and appeals for a Uniov ball. And I think it's going to be, I think Hallam thought that, and I think even I thought it was a Hallam kick-in, but it looks like it's going to be almost a corner set from Uniov, and they've gone for a shot there, but not quite worked out, and Hallam tried to regain possession, but the Uniov win the ball just on the halfway line. It's bounced off a couple of players there, and it's out for a deep kick-in for Uniov. Ball played from the kick-in into the middle of the court, and there's a foul on player in the middle there for Uniov. Uniov free kick.
It's a desperation foul, 3-0 down. You don't want it to be 4 at the end of the half.
Uniov going for the shot, and the keeper spilled it, and but then he's recovered and made a good save there. Uniov pivot was really on that, waiting for the rebound. Uniov.
Summers got away with one there, spilled it straight out, but luckily he was right on the rebound.
Uniov set for a shot, but it's well blocked again by Hallam frontman. Kicking just over the halfway line. It's a scoop pass, and it's gone for a header, which you don't often see in futsal. It's gone out for keeper's ball. Hallam keeper will get the ball back into play, and he's gone for a long ball down the right-hand side. He's flicked it, tried to flick it over his head, but it's gone for a Uniov goalkeeper's ball. My apologies, goalkeeper's ball. It's another Uniov kick-in. Go for a long scoop ball down the middle, and you can see the idea there from Uniov, but Hallam did really well to get across and intercept that and make sure the ball couldn't go through to the on-rushing top man. Uniov trying to keep possession, a bit of pinball there, and it's gone out for a Hallam kick-in. Hallam free kick, sorry. Uniov almost broke away there, didn't they, Matt? Almost got onto an interception, but they've won a kick in there. That could have been potentially a fourth if that had worked out and fallen in Uniov's favour.
Yeah, Summers put an Ecot under trouble. He nearly got the best of him.
I think that's good shot there from Uniov, trying to add to their tally. It scores 3-0 with a couple of minutes until half-time again. Can hear the voice of Uniov captain Logan Lidbetter-Smith trying to get his players to get into a 2-2, but Hallam have broken away here, and there's a chance to score, and McKinney's made another excellent save. He's got down there to make a save, and I bet he's desperate to keep a clean sheet. He's made a few brilliant saves. A couple of subs here for Uniov to keep it fresh. And
lovely feat by Adam Banks, just when you thought it was behind him, scooped it out and managed to get the shot away. But another good save for me from McKinney.
Out for a Hallam corner, and it's Derek Penteng there, just hasn't quite done enough to keep the ball in. It's a Uniov kick in, and again it's gone really, really long this time. It's gone out for a Uniov, almost caught a Uniov corner there, I think. Just trying to gain a bit of ground. Uniov take the corner. It's gone all the way back to the back man now. It's a nice idea. It tries to be flipped, but Hallam have a 3v2 here, and they've had a shot, but it's just gone wide.
Wonder if Banks could have played Hopkinson in early there.
Yeah, it looked like they had a man extra there. If they could have played that pass maybe just a little bit earlier or a bit more accuracy, it could have been a difference between a goal.
Yeah, I think he took the decision early and then realised it wasn't the best touch, and maybe would have regretted it.
Just that bit of indecision, I think, that cost Hallam. Just over a minute to go, I think, until half-time. Great strength there, great physical battle between the Hallam top man and the Uniov fix. They're looking for potentially another set and shot, I think, from Hallam. They've gone for the shot, but again, it's been blocked. Gone for another shot. Oh, and it's hit the post from Hallam. That's gone through quite a few bodies there. That was unlucky, wasn't it, Matt? That's probably been the closest effort that Hallam have had on goal today.
Yeah, when you're locked down, you need something like that to come through.
Just resetting the game with the Hallam keeper. Hallam fix has got it, but Uniov are still pressing high, even though they've got quite a big lead here. They're relentless, not wanting to give up. It's been a good first half display from Uniov. Hallam are now breaking forwards, trying to break the deadlock, and again, Uniov keeper's made a great save there.
Yeah, the high press didn't really work there. You could really see Uni just seeing out the half, but they're not doing that at all. They're going to absolutely kill off the game right now. Yeah, a fourth, you'd think would seal it already.
Never know, Futsal, that 20 minute stock clock half is a long time, and still potentially a way back in this game for Hallam if they're able to. Hallam kicking now, looking for a slightly deeper pass, but potentially still looking for the shot, and it's a nice face shot there. He's sold his man, and it's gone out for a corner, taking a couple of deflections there from the Uniov players.
The goal now would be absolutely huge for Hallam, just a way back in.
Well, another good block from Hallam, but Hallam has still got the ball right close to the Uniov goal, and they've had a shot, and it's taken a big deflection, I think, off Davidson there. Oscar Davidson, who played for Uniov's development team last year, stepped up to the twos this year, and he's had a good start. It was another good block. Hallam looking for a shot off the left foot, and again, Davidson in and around making that big block. Penteng looking to take the kick in here. Referee just asking for a few yards more off the Uniov players. What will Hallam bring from this one? A shot again, and McKinney's made another good save with his feet. Almost made more saves with his feet than his hands today, McKinney's really had to get down low. It's a nice, again, 1-2 from the Hallam players, and it's bounced off McKinney's knee.
Another one off his knee.
Uniov players done well there to stop the ball coming across. Looking for the shot again, and it's potentially taking the deflection there. I think it's another corner. Hallam having a bit more of the possession, a bit more dominant over the last couple of minutes with so many corners, and it's taken another deflection, and there's the half-time buzzer. A half-time, the scores: Uni of Sheffield Futsal 2's 3, Sheffield Hallam Futsal 2's 0. Matt, what have you thought of the first half so far? What have been the key moments and standout points for you?
Well, what started out relatively even has just been absolutely dominated by Uniov towards the end. Like, they weren't the three best goals, but 3 goals, and they won't care at all by it. 3 goals in the back of the net, and they come in 3-0.
A half-time performance now from the Sheffield Sabercats. See both teams in their huddles as well. Be great if we could be a bit of a fly on the wall on those two team talks. What do you think the messages the Hallam coaching staff are giving to their players to try and get them back in the game?
Yeah, I don't. So it'll just be, there's chances there, and it'll just be, if you can keep on creating, stay on top, stay composed, then there's definitely goals here for Hallam.
I can't see Union sort of changing their messaging really after such a successful sort of first half. I can only imagine that the messages are sort of the same really, to keep pressing forward. I'd potentially personally say that the long ball has worked sometimes, but they've almost had to use it as a bit of a get out of jail free card sometimes, just because of how high Hallam have pressed, and it has worked for them with Hallam winning so many high kick-ins from potentially blocks off Uni of Sheffield players. So they've made life difficult, but Uni of have been able to use the counter-attack well to be able to get hold of the ball and just be a bit more clinical with their chances. Like we said, Hallam have had lots of chances to shoot, but Uni of have been a really strong sort of unit to be able to block the shots and make sure that Hallam haven't been able to benefit from all of the set pieces that they've had. They're in to try and create a bit of an overload on court to make a 5v4, and that's a really difficult strategy to defend from a defensive point of view. Obviously we've seen Sheffield Hallam's ones do it over the last couple of years when they've been losing to Uni of in the first team's games, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether the twos do it to try and gain that overload and see if they're able to work it and try and get a goal or two to get them back in the game.
Next 5 minutes and the next goal is absolutely huge. If Hallam come out of the blocks and they get a quick goal or two, then there should be a really good end to the game. But you'd think one or two more for
Union players out already, looking pretty hungry for more goals, to be fair. Hallam just getting last couple of messages there, I think, from the coaching staff.
So which is a happier team. Yeah. One coming out a lot earlier. Not needing as long at all.
It'd be interesting to see. There goes the buzzer for half-time. We'll be starting back any moment now, but be interesting to see whether Hallam are still able to play through the top man still with the pivot, or whether they'll try and keep possession a little bit longer. Uniov have the kick-off to start this second half. Both teams, like you said earlier, might be looking for a fast start to the second half, as the next goal will be crucial to be able to either get Hallam back into the game or potentially just close off the game for Uniov. Speculative effort there from Uniov to get the game going. Hallam kicking.
When you're on a hat-trick, you take those kind of shots, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not sure he'd be doing that if it was 1-0 or 2-1, like you said. Hallam, really quick start there. Uniov have done well to just get a foot in and put it out for Hallam kicking. Another good block there from Uniov, number 8.
Yeah. Snell with 2 goals and now doing the defensive work at the same time.
Hallam line out the shot again. It's another good save for the Uniov keeper, and Hallam still have the ball, able to regain possession, but it's good use of physicality there. Uniov player, the referee's given a Hallam kick in, another attacking kick in. Referee not quite happy with where the ball was, just a little bit too high up. Uniov captain Lidbetter Smith not very happy with Hallam having the second chance to take the kick in. And Uniov have got a 2v2, but Hallam players done really well there to get back, and just shows that they're still hungry for it and trying to do everything to get back into the game and try and get a goal.
Hallam's been guilty, 2 or 3 times now of when they're laying it off from the shot. It's not hard enough and they're putting their teammate in trouble, not being able to get the shot off.
No, definitely. It's just that quality of the pass, isn't it? And the power that they're putting on it. That was a nice pass though. Pivot's been able to spin, but Uniov players done well to try and win the ball back, and now they can break potentially.
It's great defending by Ton Summers.
Just rolled out there. Uniov pivot not able to get the touch that they needed on it. Hallam player spins though, and it's a good spin, but what a sliding block again from, I think that was Uniov captain Logan Lidbetter Smith again.
Absolutely flew into that.
Uniov have now got 2v2. Great pass, can Uniov finish it? They can, it's 4-0! And Uniov have potentially pushed the tie too far for Hallam now. Still lots of time, but 4 goals is a big, big ask. Uniov Sheffield are in full fine voice now.
Adam Crosby getting it from Snell, and he just composed himself, found the corner, put it past Seb Summers.
It's a big ask now, isn't it, for Hallam with lots of time to go, and it's easy to get frustrated when you're losing. Like how can Hallam try and keep their heads to try and stay in the tie and try and get maybe a goal or 2 to try and push themselves in the right direction of trying to get back involved in it?
It's not easy at all, especially being 4 down now, and it's just about staying in the game and just trying to think. There has been chances, and hopefully they take 1 or 2 soon and they can get back into it. But each goal looks harder and harder to come back from.
Like we say, it's a big ask, but Hallam will be doing all they can to try and get involved in the game. Oh, it's hit the post there. Hallam have hit the post twice in this game now.
Charlie Russell, an absolute thunderbolt there, whacking the crossbar, just bouncing out.
If that was on target, I'm not sure McKinney would be able to get anything on that, would he?
As good as he's been today, still,
Yeah.
I don't think he was getting near that one.
Uniov just trying to keep the ball, using the body well, and it's through to Pivot, and he's tried to the half volley there, but a great save from the Hallam keeper, and now it's a 3v3. Uniov won the ball back now and looking to counter. Tried to flick it down the line, but it's gone out for a Uniov kick-in. Uniov fixed just on the ball now, engaging a bit of pressure, maybe creating a bit of space forwards for the Pivot. Again, that long lofted ball just hasn't quite made it through, and now it's a nice 1-2, but it just hasn't quite reached the Hallam player. Nice little spin there from one of the Uniov players. Didn't quite work out how he wanted to, but the crowd definitely liked it. Another big block from Uniov wall there that's been set for that high kick-in. Just been flicked out, and it's another kick-in again. Hallam have the ball just outside Uniov's box, moving it around on the halfway line. It's a big shot, and it's another block.
Block from the goal scorer, Adam Crosby.
Oh, that was another good effort, trying to go for the front post there, but just sails over. Start again with McKinney in the Uniov goal, rolls it short, not opting to go long this time. Lidbetter Smith will go long though, and it's an interception from Hallam's fix to roll it out for a kick in just on the halfway line. Uniov played the ball forward nicely, and it's almost a unintended 1-2. They've tried to bring it down just in the top left corner of the court, but not this time.
It's a good looking ball by Lidbetter Smith. He's been through absolute all of the ball so far this half. Everything's come from him. Most of the tackles and blocks have as well. And it looks like Unifor have changed on their goal clearances to just rolling it to him and letting him go long rather than just chucking it long straight from the keeper.
And again going for a shot, but it's another good block from Uniov, and Uniov are trying to break now. It's a big ask, it's a 2v3, but Uniov are still breaking, looking to play it across, but good block for a combination between the defender and the keeper, I think, there. Although the odds weren't necessarily in Uniov's favour, they still made the most of that chance to get ahead and try and add to the tally. Oh, and Uniov has scored again! That's 5 for Uniov now.
It's a shot from Lidbetter Smith, and it's taken a huge deflection off of Nathan Miller and ended up back in the Hallam net.
I think that's Miller's second goal of the game. I think it's only just come on. I think it's just, that's the beauty of the roll-on, roll-off sub rule. He's literally just come on and first touch back on the court, and it's his second goal of the game. So it's 5-0 Uni of Sheffield, and it does look a long way back for Hallam, but they'll still be pushing Uniov again, sitting with that two-man wall, and it's blocked, but McKinney again has made a really big save to keep a clean sheet so far. Hallam again, potentially looking for a shot from the corner. Uniov are starting to read that shot, I think, though. They've gone for the 1-2, which hasn't worked, and now it's, can Miller get his hat-trick, and it's broken through. Oh, and it's just flashed wide. And those 1v1 chances are so hard to finish, aren't they? When the keeper comes out and makes the goal look so small, it's really difficult to put it away.
Yeah.
Nice ball there, diagonally across the court, but Uniov just managed to get in there. So good move from Hallam, catching Uniov out when they weren't necessarily set properly. And McKinney has made another excellent save with his feet again.
What a save that was. He absolutely flew at that with his foot.
He's having one of the best games of his season, I think, if potentially not his futsal career. And ball's just hit the side net in there. I think a few people gasped, thinking that might have trickled in at the front post, but it's just gone in, just hit the side net in, and ball's being thrown from McKinney straight to Hallam's keeper's hands, and Hallam looking to maintain possession here, but Uniov have just intercepted it. It's rolled back to Hallam's keeper, who's launched it long, and Nathan Miller just throwing the ball there. His teammates shouting his name and clapping to give him some enthusiasm. Now Uniov again have got a potential to break, but can he make the final pass? He's gone for the shot himself. Uniov are trying to add even more to the goal tally today, but that time not quite worked.
Is there any chance for Hallam back into this game so far, do you think?
I think it's a big ask, isn't it? Unless we might see potentially. Oh, I thought that was in. Oh, what an amazing double save from the Hallam keeper there. He's had to get down really low, really quickly, and suddenly sprung up to push the ball out of almost the top right corner of his goal. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Matt. Yeah, no, I think it's a long way. I think even the fly keeper, Hallam might try it, but it's a big ask now at 5-0 to try and score, and it might just leave them a bit even more vulnerable at the back with not having a proper goalkeeper in goal if they chose to use the fly keeper rule.
Yeah, chance for Uniov to absolutely run riot here.
Bit of a battle there, and it's a Hallam keeper's ball. Rolled out, played direct down to the right-hand side of the court to the Hallam pivot, but it's rolled out, and it's a Uniov kick in. Uniov trying to play quickly there, and they've found one of the players has had a go, but Hallam keeper, it's a simple save for him, and it's a nice little flick there from the Hallam pivot, but unfortunately not come to anything, and now it's a foul from the Hallam player, and I think those frustrations are sort of coming out now, aren't they, from the Hallam players being 5-0 down. It's a big ask to come back, and
yeah,
understandably emotions are kicking in. Nice bit of footwork there from Hallam. Can they find a goal? They can't. It's now a 2v2. Hallam have got the ball though, and it's another good save from Uniov keeper McKinney.
It's a nice little flick from a Penting. Quite a few times now he's been holding the ball up and been able to play one of his teammates through. But Ethan McKinney has just been so good.
And trying to play the ball forwards, but now it's a 1v1 versus Uniov, and the keeper's again done well to come out and make the save. Referee's just shown. Was that a yellow card? Was that a card? He's just having a word with a couple of the Hallam players, maybe. Good deflection again, and another Uniov kicking. Just over the halfway line, back into their own half to fix. Nice idea, played across, but it's just rolled out for a Uniov Hallam keeper's ball, but I think Hallam have just called a timeout there. What have been your standout moments from this half, Matt? What would you say? Who have you been your standout performers so far?
Well, the 2 goals are obviously huge, that they've pretty much killed off the game. But I think Ethan McKinney, he's followed it on from the first half. I think he was absolutely incredible first half, and he's come out the exact same. He's just found saves out of nowhere when you think it's got to be going in. It's hit hard, it's in the corner, and out of nowhere, just one of his limbs are just coming out of there and saving it pretty much.
Bit like an octopus, isn't he? He's got made himself so big and made some, like you say, crucial saves to keep Uniov in. Like we say, it's a big ask for Hallam to get back into the game, but even if they're able to get 1 or 2 goals, to just give them something to take away from the fixture and being able to get their name on a score sheet again in front of their family, friends and potentially course mates as well. But what an opportunity it is for Uniov as well, again, to be able to put on this sort of performance in front of their friends and family as well.
Yeah, well, I think Hallam here, at the very least, they're just playing for their own pride. They don't want to be absolutely smashed here. You know, losing 6, 7, 8-0 would be absolutely devastating. And if they can just get 1 or 2 back, all of a sudden it doesn't look that bad, because they haven't played terribly in attack or even in defence. It's just been, they've ended up not scoring and conceding.
Hallam might have a chance here, and he's a bit of physicality there between the winger and backman of Hallam and Uniov, but now gone up the other end of the court, and Uniov have a high kick in there. Bit of indecision, deciding what's going to happen. It's the ball's flashed across the D there, but Uniov just haven't quite been able to get a player there to get their foot on it, and that would have made it 6.
Yeah, Thomas Fox was just used as a little corner bounce there, then straight into him and straight back out for his goal.
Out for a Hallam kick in just over the halfway line in Uniov's half. Played back now to their fix, who's looking for a pass. They might go alone and still gone along, but it's a good tackle. Another Hallam kick in. Again, they just haven't been able to make the use of the kick-ins, have they, and the set pieces. Like we were saying before the game, kick-ins are so crucial, and set pieces that normally sort of guarantee you a goal if you're able to use them properly, but unfortunately it just hasn't quite worked for them today. And the good ideas, it's just Uniov have been able to read them, and they've been on top form today. But Hallam are in, and they potentially flash across the boxes. There's still a chance for a goal. Now it's a 2v2 for Uniov. Can they make it 6? Oh, it's another good save with his feet from the Hallam keeper.
Yeah, that all came from Hallam had a really good chance, and it's gone into the middle with a player just sitting there for a tap in, and like the Uniov defender has just got a perfect little touch in it, just to take it away from him. And I think that's been the difference. Uniov just stuck out defensively and just stopped everything.
Oh, it's another goal for Union Sheffield. 6-0 now. And the ball took a few ricochets and landed perfectly at the feet of number 12, yeah, Kobe Smith. He's just come back from injury, so he'll be delighted with that. Over the last couple of weeks, he's struggled this year with injuries, with a quad injury, but he's just come back doing his defensive duties there as well to make sure that Hallam don't get that goal. It's another good bit of
defensive duty there from Kobe Smith. Hallam tried to work something there, it's just rolled out, and it's out for a Uniov kick in right in the corner.
Even with the 5 metre gap, when Hallam have the kick-ons, they just seem like they have less than half a second to move it and get their shots off before being absolutely surrounded by 2-3 players. And even on the chance that they get it through, they have not found a way through McKinney yet.
Penteng does well there to use his strength, and I think he's won his team a kick in their own half. Hallam worked the ball forwards. Uniov maybe just switched off a tiny bit there, but again, another slide in. Lidbetter Smith has won the ball nicely. Out for a Hallam kick in. Again, let's see what Hallam are able to do. They're slightly different tactic, and that's almost hit us up here potentially. There's a bit of a wayward shot, but still trying to utilise the set piece to try and get a goal. And Hallam are really putting some pressure on Uniov now, trying to use that high press. They've won the ball back well now. Can they get the shot off? It's a good tackle from Uniov, and now they're breaking on their own again. It's a 3v3 for Uniov, but set that back nicely to the back man. Keeping the ball well. Tries to play the ball into some spaces. Bit of physicality in Uniov have kept the ball, and he's played the ball across the D, but he can't sort his feet out. Calls for a foul there. Uniov have got the ball in the top left corner of the court. Now just resetting the ball nicely, but had a shot, and it's out for a Uniov kick in. So,
but the referee was right to play the advantage there, but nothing really came of it for Uniov.
Just making note of a rolling foul there, I think, like you're saying, Matt, giving that advantage to let the play go on. Good deflection. Back to the Hallam keeper, and good bit of pressure from Uniov there. It's a Hallam keeper's ball.
It's been absolutely relentless, impressive. They have not given Hallam even a second to think to themselves yet.
The ball's just rolled out of play. Like you say, the pressure's been relentless for the Uniov players onto Hallam, and they don't look like they're giving up, still going forwards when they can, trying to get another goal, but that's a rare mistake from this game for Uniov. They almost played the ball out for a goal kick, but McKinney's gone out and cleared his lines for a deep Hallam kick in. Tried to work the ball from one side of the court to the other there from Hallam, but hasn't quite worked. And Hallam manager isn't happy, and I'm sure his team aren't. There's a bit of a collision there, and Uniov runs some real pressure now, but McKinney's done excellently there and taken 2 players out of the game. Smith's had another shot. They've hit the post. Can he finish it? Oh, it's an amazing block from the Hallam player. Last-ditch defending. And that could have been a 7th for Uniov. Really, really close. Both teams hitting the post now.
And again, flashed in there. Kobe Smith trying to get a second.
Uniov got another corner here. They're looking for the shot. It's a nice little dummy there. Uniov won't mind that. It's taken a deflection off.
Hopkinson just forcing out a play. How good was that block though by him?
Unbelievable. He gave everything, even though his team maybe struggled a bit in this game. He's willing to put his body on the line to keep going and fighting to the last minute. So that'll definitely be something he should be really proud of, and a highlight for him. Again, Uniov just playing a little wayward pass there. Maybe a bit of fatigue or tiredness setting in, which is understandable because this game has been end-to-end, but it's worked really nicely by Uniov. Can he find the pass? Oh, that last pass is just behind Uniov's pivot, and again, not letting up here. Relentless, like you said, Matt, earlier. Now making the breakthrough. Can Uniov get there? But it's a good tackle from Hallam's fix. Pushing, trying to get a goal, but now it's a 2v2 for Uniov, and he's tried to find the pass, but Hallam have got the ball, and it's a 3v3, and it's gone wide, and a few jeers there from the Uniov faithful. Ball in McKinney's hand now, who'll take his time. Long ball forward, so Union pivot hasn't quite been able to get hold of it, so it's out for a Hallam high kick in again.
Kobe Smith just coming off for a breather, but those 5-10 minutes when he was on the pitch, he was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, probably deserves that break, doesn't he, to be fair, after the goal and hitting the post. It's a good interception there from Union Fix, and Hallam had a shot, but it's a great save, good strong hands there from McKinney.
Yeah, stood nice and tall, got 2 hands behind.
Definitely. Oh, that was a nice bit of footwork there. Union starting to open up Hallam now. It's just that final pass that they weren't quite able to find. It's a shot, and it's a great save again from Hallam's keeper. He's really kept them in the game and stopping the game from, like I said earlier, going from 7, 8, 9, 10 sort of goals. But again, that sort of relentless sort of spirit and attitude from the Union team really showing there, trying to counter and break away. They've got a shot, and it's another goal, and that's 7. And I think, was that a hat-trick for Andy Snell?
I think that was...
Might be wrong. I think he's the top man, but another great finish either way, whoever scored it. It was a great goal. Nicely worked corner, caught Hallam out by surprise.
Yeah, Snell getting his hat-trick, and that is how you achieve cult hero status, really. Hat-trick in a varsity game against your uni rivals. What a feeling for him it will be.
No, he'll love that. He's the type of character who really celebrate that, and he could get a 4th here if he is able to work it. Oh, he's just missed the ball there. That's sure his teammates will let him off that one for getting the goals he's got today.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll forgive him a little bit for it.
Good ball into the pivot there, leaving Union exposed a little bit, and a great block, but McKinney again has made another big save. That's come off his face, and it's gone in. Oh, that is an unfortunate goal for Union, but Hallam have reaped the rewards. They've finally got the goal after relentlessly going forward through the amount of kick-ins and corners, and they haven't quite worked, but not sure how much he knew about that one, but he won't care. He'll take that goal, won't he, Matt?
Yeah, Matt Slocum. It actually came from the chance of him right inside the goal mouth, and he got it past Ethan McKinney originally, but the keeper's hand planted, so he didn't fall over, it actually hit. So he got quite lucky with the save there, and then the clearance has just been hit straight into his face, reminiscent of the Gareth Bale own goal against Liverpool. Yeah, I don't think he knew much about it, but he definitely deserved it.
Yeah.
Chance.
No, Union will be disappointed with that, but like you say, it's a tricky one that couldn't necessarily do much about. So 7-1 score now to Union Sheffield. Both teams.
Goal this season now as well. Race versus Edge Hill.
Just in the huddle last few minutes of the game, getting those last key messages. Again, Union won't be letting up, but now Hallam have got a taste for a goal. They'll want more, and they'll want to keep pushing and pushing for these last few minutes.
But the message from Hallam will just be stay in it, get 1 or 2 more, and they come away, and it's just a bit nicer than it was when they were looking down the barrel at 7-0.
Union tried to play the, again, lofted ball forwards to pivot, but it just didn't quite work. Union sort of sitting a bit deeper now in a half-court press. Maybe just sitting on their lead, don't want to exert too much more energy and make mistakes when they don't have to. Try and let Sheffield Hallam come to them and set for the shot, and it's flashed wide again. Out for Union ball. Starting from McKinney. McKinney again gone for the long ball, but Union have managed to win the ball after a couple of ricochets, and back on the ball, maintaining possession now, and nice bit of skill there to deceive the Hallam player. This is probably the right thing, isn't it?
Two players left up on a goal kick as well.
Had the right idea, I think, there, Union, of just trying to keep the ball, so not forcing things and making mistakes that could lead to Hallam getting some goals, but
they don't need to. At 7-1, they don't need to force anything. Obviously, the players on the court will want want to be heroes and get another goal or 2 or 3. But I think the key thing is just to stay ahead now and play simple.
No, you're absolutely right. Sheffield Hallam start the corner, looking like lining up a shot. It's a big block there, just on the halfway line from the Union player, and it's gone out for another Sheffield Hallam kick in their own half. Good interception there, though, nicely done, and bit of pressure now on the Union players. McKinney's gone long.
You don't mind that when the keeper's under pressure. Just taking no risk, getting it up the pitch.
Hallam trying the long ball, but intercepted, and now it's a 1v1 for Union, and it's a good save with the right foot of the Hallam keeper. Got down low there. Union kicking in the top left corner. Looking to get the ball back into play. Could potentially be a shot from a left footer here. It is, but it's nicely blocked and out for another Union kick in.
I think they'll go against Kyron Ahern here. That left foot.
Again, they've tried it again, but blocked, but the ball's still in play this time, and Hallam are now looking to break. It's a 3v3, but a good interception again. Hallam kicking just in their own half. Getting the ball back into play, back to the fix. Just looking to try and break down Union, but they're so compact and so rigid, it's difficult to see a way, even from up here, of how Hallam could play the ball through, and Union have tried the lofted ball, but it's a good header from Hallam player to knock it out for a kick in.
Yeah, if we can't see an easy pass from up here, I'm sure it's 10 times harder down there on the floor.
Bit of a slip from the Union player, and wayward, a little bit of a wayward pass from Ethan McKinney, but doubling up on a Penting, and Union player thought he'd kept the ball on, but referee has different ideas, and it's out for a slightly higher kick in for Sheffield Hallam. Playing the ball across now, Sheffield Hallam. Nice, tried to do a little flick, but it didn't quite work. And now Union players lost the ball, and it's a 3v3 again. Hallam are on the ball, can they finish? And they've got a second. It's just gone under the foot.
It's played to the left of him, and he just absolutely found the bottom right corner. It's his second goal this season. It was a great finish on his left foot, wasn't it?
Just gone under McKinney's foot. Like you say, it was an excellent strike with his left foot. Just under 5 minutes to go here. Union winning the ball back, but a bit of pressure there from Hallam, and Hallam potentially had a bit more domination, looking for a third, and McKinney's sent the wrong way, but still had his foot there to make the block. Yeah, Hallam have been on it just a little bit more now, haven't they, to get that second goal.
Yeah, the shot from a Penting, I think it was both deflected.
Oh, that was close as well. Just flew over the bar.
It was how good Union have been of getting bodies in there, as well as their keeper, blocking absolutely everything, not giving Hallam many chances to score at all, really.
Oh, it's trickled through. Could it be one more for Union, but it's a big save from the Hallam keeper, and now Hallam are looking to break through. It's another 3v3, but good save. Another good save from McKinney.
Yeah, Penton's looking dangerous, whether it's the hold up and flicking it on or shooting himself.
He's had a strong few minutes now, hasn't he? He's, oh, and it's a vital interception there from, I think that might have been Davidson potentially. Blocking the ball.
Davidson saving a goal there pretty much. I'm not too sure if McKinney was going to get there.
Penting not using his body well, and he's gone through, but it's a big save from McKinney with both his feet that time. And McKinney appealing for a foul on him whilst him and Penting were getting up. Davis has tried a nice ball forwards, but Hallam have intercepted it. Union getting the ball back into play. Davidson looking to go forwards, and it's a nice fake run, and can he go around the keeper? But Union win another free kick.
Yeah, he'd got past him, he'd rolled him, and I think it was given for the slide more than contact, if anything.
It's a nice use of his body, wasn't it, to deceive the player, sort of fake one way to come back the other. This could be done.
Fox with a chance to make it 8 here for Uniov.
He would love it if he scored this. I think it's a dangerous opportunity, but not loads of space. He's gone for it, and it was very close, to be fair.
It's gone in.
Oh, he scored it. What a goal. Great goal. And there's
took a deflection off the wall, and it just went so far into the corner that you couldn't really tell whether it got down and just hit the net or if it had stayed in.
I thought he'd missed, but proves me wrong. Great goal from Matthew Fox there. Both Uniov pivots have scored now today. So that's 8-1 now to Uniov. That's a lovely bit of footwork for Uniov. Still going for more. There's appeals of handball there, but the better Smith letting it roll through, and a bit of physicality there between the pivot and backman of Uniov and Hallam. Again, still probing forwards, Uniov. Even with only a couple of minutes to go in the game, they're still looking to add even more and more. Ball didn't quite go where he wanted to there, I don't think, for Uniov, but still want a kick in. High up the court, another dangerous area. Opting to keep the ball instead of going for a shot. It's a try to 1-2 there, but hasn't quite worked out, and Hallam now have the chance to break forwards. They've gone for the shot, but just misplaced that shot, so it didn't quite end up where they'd want it to go. Again, another lofted ball from the Uniov backman, but rolled straight to the hands of the Hallam keeper, and Hallam looking to break forwards, but it's a great recovery run there to clear his lines. I think number 14 for Uniov.
Yeah, Adam Crosby just getting a foot in there in a really important time.
Hallam player looking, that's a foul on the Hallam player. The Uniov player's almost doubled up on him there, and footwork was just a little bit too good and movement was too good there, so he's won a free kick in a dangerous area for Hallam.
Some great footwork by Holmes there, wins the free kick, and I'm sure his teammates will be very happy with him for that.
Just over a minute to go here, as we say.
Different angles, but we have just seen a goal from a free kick. We'll see if Hallam can reciprocate.
Bit of physicality, I think the ref's just having a word. Trying to get in the way of McKinney. McKinney just giving them a bit of a push, and it's a good block from Uniov player.
Referee was staring them down after it was taken. He's definitely not happy with that.
No. Set and he's tried to go for the shot, but Uniov can break, and he's tried a long shot there. I think he didn't think the Hallam player was quite ready for that, and Uniov make another change.
Yeah, nearly caught him out there, Snell. It's quite far off his line, but it was a good save in the end by the keeper.
It's a lofted ball. He tried for the header again, as we said earlier. I don't see many of those, but probably seen more headers today in futsal than I've seen probably in the last year of watching other games of futsal. But it's a nice long ball, and McKinney's got to come, and he's made it, and he's made a good block there and kicked the ball long, but Hallam have regained the ball, and McKinney's got to get back into his goal. There's a bit of physicality there. He's won the ball. Referee's deemed that's not a foul.
Great tackle.
Cut inside, it's a 3v2 for Uniov. Can they add even more? And it's floated wide. Back in the arms of the hands of the Hallam keeper. Under a minute now, and
Snell looking for his fourth there.
Yeah.
Wide.
Nice bit of physicality there, trying to push the Hallam player off, but Hallam have won a corner, and they've tried the dink shot, and McKinney's played it quick. Uniov have gone through. It's a big save by the Hallam keeper again to make sure it's not more, and it's a sliding tackle there from who I can only presume is Libbetter Smith. Yep, the only other can be anyone else today.
He's definitely done more slides himself than the rest of the players combined.
Ball back with McKinney now. Uniov are just going to probably try and keep the ball, and Hallam have kicked the ball, and Uniov kicking. Hallam still pressing, even though it's the last minute or two of the game, and Unionov still moving the ball well, but now it's and that's it. Full time. Unionov 8, Sheffield Hallam 2. Quite a gap in the score there, but a great game nonetheless to watch for a neutral or a Unionov fan. Matt, what are your thoughts on the overall of the game?
Yeah, I thought it was a good game, and yeah, being 8-2, it sort of got away from Hallam, especially that late bit of the first half was definitely the decisive part, and yeah, Unionov were just that bit better, and it showed. I think Hallam definitely, they had a lot of chances, they had a lot of shots, but you know, the likes of Lidbeth, Swift and McKinney just did not give them an absolute inch.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Full-time result here.
Check,
Uni of
check,
Sheffield.
1-2, check. Welcome back to Sheffield Varsity 2026. If you're just joining us, the men's twos have beat Hallam twos at futsal 8-2. Wow, boys, that's quite a resounding victory for Unionov. Zach, first off, tell me about that. How you, what's your analysis of the game?
I mean, we said it would be a high score. My prediction was 6-4, slightly off, but we've got to say that Unionov were the more dominant side. There's no bias involved in that, I promise. But in saying that, the number 62 for Hallam, I want to give him a mention because he fought to the last minute.
Yeah.
He was a real standout player for them, and it's just a shame that, you know, some energy kind of dropped after 5-0.
Yeah.
It's got to be expected, but Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that after the first couple of goals went in for Unionov, the tide really turned in their favour. They grew in confidence, and they played a better brand of football as well, I thought. They played some really good attacking football, cut through the Hallam defence plenty of times, and at times I think the Hallam keeper was actually keeping his side in the game as well, stopping it from being even more, which is crazy considering that they did bag 8 goals, but a fantastic performance by Unionov, and one that they can be very proud of, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, did it feel like Hallam just didn't have that it's still 0-0 mentality? I think, do you think gave up after a couple goals in?
Yeah, I think definitely their heads dropped. I mean, actually, at 0-0, it felt like the game was really close, and if anything, Hallam actually had the better of it. And there was a point where I thought Unionov might struggle, but the first couple goals really just swayed the entire momentum of the game, and I didn't see it coming, to be honest.
Yeah, and Zach, Unionov, you know, in the morning, they lost to Hallam with the women's game. How do you think they're doing now? What's that, you know, are they just going to keep going? Are they going to keep riding that spirit?
I mean, I think they are. It's going to be a bit of a snowball effect, I'm sure. But apparently we've got an interview off to the side. I think we're going to switch over to the pitch side now.
Okay, congratulations, your 5th varsity. You've put your heart into that this morning.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I can't say how proud I am of all these lads. We've got a lot of freshers, to be fair, but they've bought into what this club means. We might not have had the best season, but it's came to varsity. This is the big one for us, and to beat them again, it feels unreal, to be honest.
I must ask, that first half was great. I mean, 3 quick fire goals, but you came out the blocks again in the second half very quickly. Did you think at that point we'd put this to bed?
You know, and I told the lads we can never get complacent. We played a really good first half, but we know what they're like. They are a good side, but we also know that every varsity, we're the ones that turns up. Our fans turn up, and it's just a repeat year on year. We always want it more than them, and I think that really showed through today from all the lads.
Is there anybody else you want to pay tribute to, not only as club captain you're signing off, but anybody in the future that you're just going to wish all the best for, because this seems like a special group of players?
Yeah, no, 100%. All my freshers, especially Matty, Andy Snell, one of the oldest in the club now. I know for the seasons coming, it's going to be win after win after win. So yeah, up the futsal, what a club. I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anyone else at uni. So yeah, what a club.
Thanks very much, Logan. We'll let you go celebrate. Congrats, mate.
Come on, lad.
Well, those were some, I think, resounding words from the Unionov player. Yeah, Zach, going back to that, how do you think this is going to impact the next couple of games that we have in this arena?
Obviously, the futsal is on later, the futsal ones, and after seeing that performance, I think they're just going to, it might be the same result. I'm not sure what Hallam ones are like, but if they're anything like the Hallam twos, then it might be the same result.
And Adam, what were some of your favourite moments from the game?
Well, there are so many to choose from, Marco. I mean, as we talked about prior to the game, Andy Snell, one of their top scorers for Uni of, bagged a hat-trick, and they were really good goals, and at an important time as well. Just when the game was slipping away from Hallam, he was one of the players for Uni of who showed no mercy and really buried the game for Uni of. Apart from that, I think Ledbetter, the captain for Uni of, he led the team today. He was incredibly vocal, showed so much passion, and he got the crowd going as well. So I think a couple of standout performances from Uni of, not only in the mentality, but in the gapping quality as well, to really finish off those goals. That was the difference today also.
And Zach, you talked about number 62, you know, quite a big player. How do you think that he had that spirit in him to lead that fight back, or did the whole team just give up?
I think he wanted to keep going. But there was a few times where he's played a nice flick through to his player, and the player's not found the shot, and his hands are going up, all this. And as a player, you can't really do that. You've got to be encouraging to the team, even if things aren't going your way. And it seemed like heads were down, frustrations were high, and you know they were fighting a losing battle. It was 5-0 early in the first half, and energy dropped. It's bound to happen.
I was going to keep saying, how do you think they can bounce back from this then? What do Hallam need to do?
Don't know. As I say, varsity fixtures are so different. You don't know what you're going to get, and I think it just wasn't their day today. But hopefully the Hallam ones can give the Uni ones a bit more of a challenge.
Well, that's for sure. That's going to come up pretty soon. But if you're just joining us, Hallam 2s v Uni of 2s, 8-2 to Uni of in futsal. A massive game, a massive victory for Uni of as they keep tallying the lead against Hallam for another year now. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back with more shortly.